Okay, I'm going to talk through how to use formulae and how to produce a graph with a trend line and a formula using sheets. So we've got some data here for this experiment. This is an experiment where you drop a card different heights and you measure the speed that it reaches after having dropped that particular distance. So in this particular one, we got three values of velocity each time. What we want to do is want to find the mean value. I can either add these three together and divide by 3. What we're going to do is use a formula. So to show that we're using a formula, you type in equals. So Sheets now knows it's a formula we're going for. And I'm just going to type in average and then highlight these 3 cells inside the brackets there. So we've got the average. I can either copy and paste that formula down or by clicking on the cell again, we got a box on the bottom right hand corner. I'm going to drag that down and that copies that formula all the way down. And I'm not worried about sig figs on this one because this is purely just to produce a graph that we can get the gradient and if necessary, the y-intercept from. Now, I'm not going to worry about the headings too much. I'm just going to indicate at the top here that we're going to square the speed because in this case, to get a straight line, we need to plot the square of the speed. So again, what I'm going to do, put the equal sign to say we're doing a formula. And I'm just going to, you can either type in E4 as the cell that you're going for, or as I've done, just click on it. And I'm going to use that hat symbol to say that we've got E4 raised to the power of 2, or that v squared. And again, I'm just going to use that square, that little block on the bottom right hand corner to drag that down. So I've now got data with v squared and displacement. Now you can pick any 2 columns to plot against each other, but of the 2 columns that you pick, the one on the left will be the x-axis and the one on the right will be the y-axis. And what we want on this one, we want to plot v squared against s. So s is going to be on the x-axis. If we wanted to plot it the other way around, we'd have to put in the data for s on this side if we wanted s to be on the y-axis and v squared to be on the x-axis. So to choose these, I'm just going to highlight these cells here for the distance. I'm going to hold down a control button whilst I select the v squared cells. So we've now got the x-axis and the y-axis. We go to insert and we can choose chart. And then we wait a while. And here we go. It's automatically given me a scatter chart because it knows it's read my mind, knows what I'm after. But if not, we just go to the chart type menu and we look down and we see which of these we're going for. And in physics, we will always go for the scatter graph. And then we can customize this. We go down to series and we scroll down. We can see we've got trend line. So I'm going to add the trend line on there and we can see we've got a lovely straight trend line. There are other options we can go for, but generally with physics, we're going for a linear trend line. And then where it says label down here, we're going to use equation as our label here. If we look up here, we've got the gradient is 19.5 and the y-intercept is 8.07 times 10 to the minus 3.